And here is the Writer's Almanac for Monday. It's the 17th of June, 2019. It was on this day in 1901 that the first standardized tests were administered by the College Board for college admission. Before the standardized test came along, many universities had their own college entrance exams, but the number of college students had grown rapidly between 1890 and 1900, and the founders of the College Board thought having a standardized test would help to simplify curricula at the high school level and make a college education accessible to a wider pool of applicants. And so the tests were given. They were tested in English, French, German, Latin, Greek, history, mathematics, chemistry, and physics. And the tests were essays. They were not multiple choice. So the first college boards were achievement tests. They tested students' proficiency in certain subjects. And a couple of decades later, the College Board switched over to aptitude tests intended to measure intelligence, just in case your high school did not teach ancient Greek. But one motive for the aptitude test was to limit the influx of immigrants and particularly Eastern European Jews to the student bodies of Ivy League schools. A dean at Columbia University thought the high numbers of recent immigrants and their children would make the school, quote, socially uninviting to students who come from homes of refinement. These college officials believed that immigrants had less innate intelligence than old-blood Americans and would score lower on aptitude tests, which would give the schools an excuse to admit fewer of them. But it simply turned out not to be true. In any case, the new aptitude tests were known as the Scholastic Aptitude Test, the SAT, and the first was given in 1926. It's the birthday of the poet Ron Padgett, born Tulsa, 1942, the son of a bootlegger. And it's the birthday of John Hersey, born in Tientsin, China, to American missionaries in 1914, whose nonfiction piece, Hiroshima, 31,000 words long, appeared in the New Yorker magazine on August 31st, 1946, a magazine with a cover featuring a picnic scene with people sunbathing and swimming and playing mandolins. Hersey's piece took up the entire issue of the magazine. It was on this day, 1631, Mumtaz Mahal died, and her husband, the Emperor Shah Jahan, was so grieved he spent the next 22 years building her mausoleum, the Taj Mahal, in Agra. She was his favorite of his 3 wives. She died giving birth to their 14th child. More than 20,000 workers were employed building the mausoleum, including the tomb built of white marble inlaid with semi-precious stones, which has suffered greatly in recent years from the pollution of nearby foundries and automobile traffic. Here's a poem by Connie Wannock, Red Rover. What courage we had, our infantry stretched across the yard, no shields, no swords, no cavalry assembled behind us, calming their nervous mounts. We had the strength of our arms, the speed of our legs. We had our friends and our convictions. Opposite us, the undulating line of children drew suddenly straight. It was early on a summer day, but the larks fell silent. A high voice invoked the name, Red Rover. We could not say who said it first, but righteousness passed through us like current through a wire, or like an inaugural sip of wine burning in our chests, something Father gave us over our mother's earnest protestations. Red Rover, a poem by Connie Wannock from Rival Gardens New and Selected Poems, published by University of Nebraska Press and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.